You want a preview of what some of the slime bastards who worship at the altar of the Antichrist, Donald Trump, what their behavior is going to be like soon? Here's an example. A Colorado man, his name is Patrick Thomas Egan. He's 39 years old. He is facing possible bias-motivated charges for attacking a television news reporter after he demanded to know whether the reporter was a citizen. And according to the arrest warrant, during his attack, this white devil, he said, quote, "This is Trump's America now," end quote. All right, this piece of human waste was arrested December 18th in Grand Junction, Colorado, after police say he followed a reporter from KKCO I would imagine it's in the Denver area, or Grand Junction area. He followed this reporter. The reporter's name is Jaron Alex. Jaron Alex. And the white guy followed the vehicle for around 40 miles. And the reporter told police that he believed he had been followed and attacked because he is a Pacific Islander. After arriving in Grand Junction, the white devil, who was driving a taxi, pulled up next to Alex at a stoplight, and according to an arrest affidavit, said something to the effect of, "Are you even a citizen? This is Trump's America now. I'm a Marine, and I took an office to protect this country from people like you," end quote. Which immediately, I don't know how you would react to that, but immediately to me, it's clear that this piece of human shit just disgraced the entire Marine Corps, as so many of these so-called, I won't even call them former Marines, I'll call them ex-Marines, what so many of these people will do. It's a complete disgrace. I remember how Oliver North totally disgraced the United States Marine Corps. That was a classic example from the 80s. So this little piglet, this Egan character, Patrick Thomas Egan, who screeches out his racist bullshit against somebody who apparently just didn't look like the way Patrick Thomas Egan wanted him to look if he's going to live in this country. And the shit that he screamed out, the racist shit that he screamed out, and the fact that he included, "I'm a Marine and I took an oath to protect this country from people like you," is a complete disgrace. He might as well have just dropped his pants and shit all over the United States Marine Corps symbol. I mean, that's what these people do. Now, the reporter who had been, surprise, surprise, out reporting, then drove back to his news station in the city in Grand Junction. After he got out of his vehicle, this crazy fucker chased him as the reporter ran toward the station's door and demanded, Egan did, the white devil, demanded to see his identification. This is what's coming, folks. There are hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of nutfucks in this country like this guy, Patrick Thomas Egan, racist piglets who feel they have a right, now that Trump is president-elect, especially when he's president, to do this kind of shit. This is what Trump has been promoting. This is what he's been promising these brain-dead son of a bitches, that under his administration, they will have a right to do this. So the white devil attacked the reporter and started to strangle him. That's according to police affidavit. Co-workers at the television station ran out to help, and witnesses told the cops that the reporter appeared to be losing his ability to breathe during the attack. What is it with these white insane fuckers that they immediately go for the throat, for the neck? Whether it's in a subway in New York or on the streets of Minneapolis, or these white devils, they always go to try to strangle a person of color. Man, I digress. Anyway, Most of this was captured on surveillance video. So the Associated Press reported this, but the reporting is based on what was evident from the surveillance video. Now, according to the station's website, the TV station, Alex, the reporter, is a native of Detroit. Just like I guess I'm a native of Atlanta, even though I may be Irish and Italian. So this guy, the reporter, who is from the Pacific Islands, but he's a citizen of Detroit, citizen of the United States, a resident of Detroit, former resident of Detroit, Michigan, a native of Detroit. But to these white Trump racist slime pigs, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what a person's nationality is. If they don't look white, they're fair game, because Trump has ordered this. Trump has provoked, evoked, stroked, whatever word you want to use, that nascent racism that is part of being a white American. Now, the later generations, the ones, the Gen Z, whatever they're called now, the young people who are around the age of 20, are to a large degree escaping this. But for most of America, this is what you were brought up with. Racism was, what's the phrase, baked into every goddamn thing that we learned when we grew up in this country in the 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s. Huh? You know it was. Every goddamn thing had to do with one foot in this racist bullshit. So this poor fucker, Patrick Thomas Egan, who's just about 40 years old, he decided he was going to do what his Lord and Master, the Antichrist, told him to do. So he grabs this guy and tries to choke him. So the white devil was arrested on suspicion of a bias-motivated crime and second-degree assault and harassment. He's going to appear in court this coming Thursday to learn whether prosecutors have filed formal charges against him. And since this guy, the perpetrator, and I don't like to use the word alleged, since this perp apparently lives in Grand Junction, Colorado, it's not very far from Aurora, Colorado, where Trump insisted that, colored people were taking over the apartment buildings and planning huge crime waves against the good, decent white Christians of Aurora, Colorado. You remember that story. That was right after Trump insisted that the people in Springfield, Ohio, were having their pets disappeared and eaten by Haitians. This is what it's going to be like. You know this. I know this. I think people of color, especially our black brothers and sisters who have been in this country for generations and have a generational memory of what happened in this country so frequently around the turn of the 20th century and into the middle of the 20th century. Entire cities that would be locked down because of racist violence against black folk. Like me, you probably thought we were beyond that, right? And we were, until this pig son of a bitch, Messiah Donald Trump, showed up. The station manager where the reporter worked said it could not comment further beyond what it reported on its newscast about the attack. Man, things are sort of quiet right now. We are post-election, pre-swearing in. And I don't understand why Joe Biden, well, I do understand why Joe Biden would attend the swearing-in ceremony. But the Nazi didn't attend when Biden was sworn in after kicking Trump's ass to the curb. I have mixed feelings about that. I personally think we are so fucking far gone in this country that Joe Biden not showing up is not going to exacerbate the shit that Trump has stirred up. And I'm sure there would be thousands upon thousands of red hat wearing Nazi fuckers who will show up on the ellipse to be present when the orange bastard takes the oath. I wonder if it's possible to, well, if Pat Robertson were around or Jerry Falwell, I'm sure they could probably cause up a tsunami to come washing through the tidal basin of D.C. and, you know, just float all these red hat wearing freaks into the Atlantic Ocean. Oh, my God, I'm starting to lose my mind. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. You know, the Progressive Voices Network brings you commercial-free commentary from today's leading progressive radio hosts and pundits, like me, Mike Malloy, 24 hours a day. I'm not your typical old guy from the 80s or the 90s talk radio host, and Progressive Voices is not your typical talk radio network. It's a listener-supported nonprofit with no corporate control whatsoever over our broadcast. So hosts like me, Mike Malloy, are free to rant and scream and carry on about whatever we like. We're often controversial, but we're never boring. Weeknights, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West on the Progressive Voices Network. Always progressive, always on. I'm Mike Malloy. Keep it lit.